PETA, the Yowie is here. From furry empreg miscarriages to grown men in diapers, DeviantArt.com has long been pushing the boundaries of human suffering. And while you have probably seen your fair share of terrifying artwork in the form of memes, have you ever stopped to wonder who's drawing pregnant Squidward unironically? Unfortunately, the answer lies directly ahead, because today I'm going over cursed images you guys sent in that were either too obscure, too traumatic, or just too weird for their own video. This is the Latino Shrek edition of a Bad Art History lightning round.
What the hell?
So before we get started, these are all submissions that you guys sent in on Twitter and Instagram and Discord. So if you ever come across some weird art on the internet and you want somebody to explain it, please send it to me, please tag me. I will find out where it came from. First up, Mary Moth asks, why is Sonic dying in a hospital? So many of you have probably seen this meme, where Sonic wastes away in the ICU while Knuckles watches on through tears. Typically, the caption goes something like, Sonic, there's not much time. How do I juju on that beat? For obvious reasons, this meme format became widely popular in the English-speaking world and Brazil due to the mismatch of deeply serious subject matter versus nonsense caption. But which Christian Sonic artist unironically drew this, and why? Uploaded to DeviantArt in September of 2012, this completely sincere artwork, titled While I'm Waiting, was partially inspired by a Christian rock song of the same name, whose lyrics emphasize being obedient, faithful, and patient with the Lord. And the artist actually gave us all the context we need, describing further in the caption how Sonic suffered a traumatic head injury following a battle. So, in its original context, Knuckles here isn't merely hopeless over the fate of his friend. Knuckles the Echidna has faith in Christ. But why did this become a meme, and how is it connected to the wider CSCU? Christian Sonic Cinematic Universe. Well, nearly a decade after the original upload in February of 2020, a Redditor posted this low-quality edit where Sonic uses his dying breath to explain the quadratic formula. Like the limbless anime girl, the emotional intensity of this image made it ideal for an unserious format. And before long, Knuckles is asking Sonic everything from how to log in to the free, not password-protected McDonald's Wi-Fi to how to cheat at Roblox. But again, what about all the Jesus stuff? Well, amazingly, it would turn out that these three massively circulated Sonic memes were not only all Christian in nature, but all made by the same Christian Sonic artist, called one for Jesus. And statistically, every single person watching this video has seen at least one of these three. Let me know in the comments if you want a video about this. So with that said, what's going on here? Christian Sonic art is a small but thriving subgenre that saw its big wave somewhere between 2004 and 2013. And make no mistake, though Christian Sonic art is still being made to this day, and most of it is visibly ironic, the fact remains, and really think about this, few fandoms produce remotely as much religious artwork as Sonic does. And speaking of crimes against religion, number 2. My Hero Academia Furry Empreg Miscarriage. Now, this is quite the infamous piece of fan art, and the artist responsible has gone out of their way not to be associated with it, so we're gonna respect that and just keep it about the art. First posted to Twitter on August 1st, 2022, this illustration depicts an alternate universe Deku and Bakugo from the anime My Hero Academia, in which a freshly postpartum Deku lays on a patch of grass, sobbing with agony as his babies nurse on him. Bakugo, the father, cries in unison, and as they hold hands, the spirit of their deceased empreg baby materializes before them. As you can imagine, this was received incredibly poorly, and by the time the artist deleted the tweet, it was already far too late. The furry miscarriage fan art was immediately reposted to adult furry site E621, where it received a score of -49, and within the week was blowing up on iFunny and Reddit. It goes without saying that this was fetish art. And though I could not possibly show you this, a huge portion of this artist's gallery consisted of anthropomorphic bunny-themed adult fan art of these two characters. Due to the mildly shocking nature of the artwork, it went down in the fandom's history as one of the worst fan creations ever made. And if all of this sounds incredibly outlandish, for those outside the fandom, you should know that Deku and Bakugo have a psychological grip on a small subgroup of their fans who are completely addicted to role-playing them giving birth, drawing them in diapers, and otherwise making fan art of them suffering unimaginably. So in a way, this was business as usual. But on the topic of imaginable suffering, number 3, furry parents fighting. This is a highly memed on illustration of an all too familiar family scene between a furry mother, an alcoholic furry father, and their furry child of indeterminate species. Like Sonic with a brain injury, the dark subject matter rendered in this cartoony style unintentionally came off incredibly funny. But was that actually the artist's intent? No. Originally uploaded to Fur Affinity in June of 2016, the furry fighting image was almost immediately reposted to a Finnish meme website called Narunapulla. From there, unsurprisingly, it jumped to 4chan's poll board. And by December of the following year, it saw its first massive wave of memery after it was posted to the terrible Facebook memes subreddit, which is kind of a misnomer because this thing had nothing to do with Facebook. So why was this actually made? Tatu Japa, active on Fur Affinity since 2016, is an incredibly talented digital artist who makes tons of furry artwork, adult and otherwise. Nothing about the original piece indicates that it was meant as a fetish or a joke, and clearly the meme had staying power because anytime a fight breaks out online between two fan bases, you are guaranteed to see this image. And in a very rare case of furry art becoming a meme, the humor came from its relatability rather than just dunking on the artist, which is a refreshing change of pace from the usual onslaught of mocking furries for making furry art and having offbeat interests and being covered in hair. But if you want to be less covered in hair this Valentine's Day, then look no further than today's sponsor, Manscaped. Manscaped's Handyman Compact Shaver is the sleek grooming essential, perfect for those last-second touch-ups or when you're on the go. With its unique dual-blade system, it features a standard foil shaver and a long hair trimming blade to handle up to 3 days of beard growth. Cause pro tip, the goth baddies like a clean shave as much as anyone else. And with Manscaped's skin-safe technology, you don't have to worry about nicks or cuts. With its waterproof design, 60 minutes of battery life per charge, and compact size, the Handyman in their special edition Rocketman colorway is everything you need to sweep that special someone off their feet this Valentine's Day. And right now, you can use my promo code Frankie and you'll get 20% off plus free international shipping at checkout. That's 20% off plus free shipping with code Frankie at manscaped.com. Thank you so much to Manscaped for kindly sponsoring today's video, and on with the show. But what kind of DeviantArt dive would this even be without number 4, Latino Shrek YouTube family? More commonly known on the Spanish-speaking web as Millennial Shrek Family or Buchon Shrek. Sorry. This meme refers to a collection of Photoshop edits and fan art of Shrek, Fiona, and their kids dressed up as a modern content family. That is, people who film their every interaction with their children and upload it online for money. After an explosive first appearance on the Thanks I Hate It subreddit in April of 2020, variations of these images by different artists flooded Reddit for the remainder of that summer, and in no time at all, an artist had been identified. Felipe Velasquez, who goes by Shuke Art on Instagram, is the Chilean artist responsible for the streetwear Shrek wave. After posting his original artwork in May of 2020, he initially faced minor backlash by Reddit geniuses who had discovered his art on cringe subreddits. However, post-ironic Shrek worship, as always, won out, and many more perceived these images as being cheesy but endearing. So why did this take off among Spanish speakers? As one commenter explains, it's an exaggeration of a stereotypical North Mexican/Mexican-American white-collar worker who's slightly overweight and dresses like a buchon, something similar to the word tacky in English. A buchon would always dress business casual and uses brands with highly visible logos. In Spanish-speaking forums, the meme is usually followed with tongue-in-cheek ignorant phrases and anglicized words. And obviously, this isn't limited to Mexico or even the Spanish-speaking internet, because every single one of us has an uncle or a neighbor or a coworker just like this. A man who may dress silly and have stupid opinions and lack social tact, but at the end of the day, is a family guy.
No paper towels.
Number 5. Lois Griffin saw torture. I promise it's not as bad as it sounds. For any Family Guy enjoyers in chat, this refers to this image of Lois Griffin with her head caught in a saw trap. On the left-hand side, from behind the TV screen, Jigsaw Stewie says, "Item shop updated." But "item shop updated" is obviously not the original caption, so where did this even come from? First posted to DeviantArt in November 2010, this sincere fan art titled "Hello Lois" was part of a series of Family Guy film parodies by artist Irene Lamagra. And here's a twist, its first appearance with the item shop caption is from this 2019 exclusive interview with Chester Stone.
I actually got an exclusive interview with the Chester Stone. I'm excited as you guys are. What is the most, creative way you think you could say that?
God motherfucking damn!
There was no Chester Stone. For nearly a decade, variations of the Lois Griffin Saw image lived in relative obscurity until she abruptly began showing up on TikTok in 2024. And that timing is no coincidence, because if you're a mentally ill baddie online, then you are probably aware of the rise of Lois Griffin dark girl boss memes over the last 3 to 4 years.
Whoa, what's the matter? What the hell is that?
Though the root cause of this remains unknown, it's clear to fans that later seasons of Family Guy increasingly portray Lois as complex, sympathetic, and tragically flawed, resulting in memes where her martyrdom is not only relatable, it's the punchline. But the sad fact is, sometimes your suffering, like art, doesn't mean anything at all. Sometimes it's just yaoi for the sake of yaoi. Number 6. SpongeBob x Squidward yaoi. For those who don't know, Squid Bob refers to the fictional pairing of SpongeBob and Squidward through the filter of classic anime tropes. Since 2018, you may have seen these highly detailed, beautifully rendered anime parody drawings of SpongeBob and Squidward doing everything in their power to deny their love. But did you know that most of this came from one artist? Between January 2018 and December 2019, digital artist Natty posted a series of anime interpretations of the SpongeBob cast that gained massive fanfare on Tumblr, and over the following year was reposted relentlessly, without credit, to meme aggregation sites, Twitter, and 9gag. And Squid Bob, ironically or no, is a pairing with over 2 decades of fan art, due to the way it perfectly fits the yaoi trope, a young, bright-eyed optimist and his dark, brooding counterpart. While it strains credulity to call any of this sincere, the artwork is nonetheless beautiful. Also, to clear up confusion on this very important topic, there's actually a second artist going by Jubel who made fan art of the OG Squid Bob anime artwork. It looks similar, it's very pretty, not the same artist. But have you ever found yourself looking at a piece of beautiful art like this and wishing you were inside it? In 2012, one guy made the mistake of saying that out loud. Number 7. God, I wish that were me. It's safe to say most of you have seen some version of this meme at some point in time. A crusty screenshot of a DeviantArt comment reading, "God, I wish that were me." So who wrote this? Here's some context. On January 15th of 2011, DeviantArt user Miss Susan 2 posted this 3D render of a woman sitting on a bed, holding a shrunken down, grown man wearing only a diaper as if he were her baby. Though this artwork falls under the umbrella of ABDL, Adult Baby Diaper Lover, Miss Susan 2 is specifically a diaper enthusiast. And she wasn't alone, because on October 16th of 2012, Big JB21 left this comment and changed the world. For 3 miraculous years, he managed to evade public scrutiny until one Redditor discovered his comment and posted it to r/cringeanarchy, a now defunct cringe subreddit infamous for taking no prisoners. And in 2016, the seal was broken. Dozens and dozens of users flooded in and spammed the original artwork with the same comment, much to the artist's dismay, and "God, I wish that were me" has been circulating as a meme ever since. Big JB otherwise left no evidence of his existence, as his DeviantArt account has been completely wiped, replaced by that of an impersonator who would have you believe that he was born the day the US dropped the atomic bomb on Hiroshima. So, it's probably not the actual guy. But the artist, Miss Susan 2, remains active as ever, posting what I can only describe as deeply alarming AI artwork of babies in diapers. All jokes aside, this person needs to have their hard drive checked. And that about does it for this Latino Shrek edition of our Bad Art History lightning round. Let me know if you had a favorite, let me know if you had a least favorite, let me know if my accent's annoying, and let me know in the comments if there's anything that you want covered that you didn't see here. And it's honestly really hard to end this video format with a pun, so here's the skeleton. This has been a Bad Art History lightning round. And if you want blooper reels, uncensored videos, and extended cuts, please head on over to Patreon.